Merry Christmas and happy holiday to all of you from all of us here in Atlanta. You know, the Central Division is regarded as the most rugged of all the divisions in the NBA, and this year is no exception. The Atlanta Hawks are one of 3 teams trailing first place Chicago by only a half a game. Cavaliers are next to last, 3 under 500. They trail by 5 games. And I'm working again with Hubie Brown. And Hubie, I think the Cavaliers have gotten as many get-well cards as Christmas cards this season, because at one time all their starters from a year ago were hurt. It's been a very tough start for Lenny Wilkins. How have they managed to survive at least 10 and 13?
Well, this is a true test for your coaching staff, Dick, because role players are getting major minutes. Anytime that happens, you usually will see low shooting percentages. But once they get into that second half of the season, this is a great basketball team. Your role players now will step back and become substitutes and make big contributions for you down the stretch. Always a test for a coaching staff, though.
Well, you know, Hubie, for many years, the Atlanta Hawks have had the high expectations. People think that they should get to the finals, and they haven't. And, of course, the question always with them is, do they have the right chemistry? Is that the biggest problem this team faces?
No, I think the big problem here, Dick, is they have 7 players in their front court, or as good, if not the best front court in basketball. The problem to Mike Patella is how do you get them the necessary minutes and shot attempts to keep all 7 guys happy? The guard position will take care of itself once everyone is healthy. This is a franchise that's won over 50 games, 4 consecutive years, and they'll do it again this year.
All right, Hubie. Doc Rivers, the outstanding guard for the Hawks, won't play because of back spasms. Jack Madden, Ed F. Rush, and Ron Oleziak are the officials working today. We're set to go. Dudley jumps with Willis, controlled by Cleveland in the dark uniforms. They're blue.
Cleveland is definitely a 3-point shooting team. They're going to try to beat you off the dribble and then get the perimeter game intact.
Elo will take a wide open 3. Rebound by Webb. Hawks have not been as quick as they've been in the past.
No, I think they slowed down, but they are looking to establish Moses Malone early and also Dominique Wilkins to get them off and running.
They isolate Malone against Dudley. Now Elo helps. 8 on the shot clock. Webb, using his quickness, goes around Price. And a nice move around Price by Spud Webb.
Well, Price is laboring today because he has a soft cast on his right ankle. He has sprained ligaments on the outside, so the maneuverability will be cut down.
Dudley with a second effort is good. And if the Cavaliers are only 3 behind 500 with all their injuries, Chris Dudley's performance, forced into the starting role, has been a big factor. Wilkins with his first shot of the game. Dominique misses. Moses Malone keeps it going.
Whenever you're playing the Hawks, you must keep them off the boards.
Kevin Willis misses, and here comes Price. Hawks back defensively.
Cleveland is going to try to force the issue as much as possible, push the ball hard, and hope that they can get the open shots.
That wasn't open. That was a tough shot by Price. But you're right. They want to get those outside people going. Webb goes by everyone, and John Williams fouls him inside with the body.
See, a key matchup today is Mark Price on Spud Webb. Spud is difficult for anyone in the league to play because of his quickness off the dribble. And now with Price hurting on that right foot, he has difficulty cutting and pushing off. So an impossible assignment today is to guard a guy with the lightning ability of the Sputnik.
Spud Webb, who's 5'7", and you know, on the other side of the coin, I think that Webb and the Hawks know they may have some problems Webb guarding people as the game wears on.
Well, what you try to do is to stay out of as many switching and mismatches as possible. See, without Daugherty, Tree Rollins, and in a healthy Nance, they lack any kind of a low-power game.
Winston Bennett traveled on the play. Mike Fratello has the pressures on his shoulders of being in the last year of his contract. Something you're familiar with and never something comfortable for any coach. Dominique Wilkins hits from outside. Did I say something wrong, Mr. Brown?
No, you hit right on the numbers.
2 minutes gone by, opening period. Williams setting a screen outside on the switch. They left Williams open. Willis doubled, but a good play inside by Dominique Wilkins. Winston Bennett has his shot blocked by Malone, and the Hawks have a 4-on-2 break. But Wilkins did not give Willis a good pass. And now the Cavaliers come back.
Well, Lenny Wilkins would like this kind of a game today. He wants it to go bramble scramble, Dick, in the open floor. He feels that he'll get an awful lot of good shots. Now watch this on the Good move here by Williams attacking the basket. But you see right here in Bennett in the faking in that Moses Malone, you got to take it up quick and slam dunk it if you possibly can.
Looking for Malone. He must feel he can do well against Dudley today.
Well, Moses knows that outside of Dudley, all they have is McKeskey in there in case he gets in foul trouble.
Bennett on the other side. 8-6 Cleveland leading. The Cavaliers won their one previous meeting. There's the early field goal attempts. 3 minutes gone by. Spud Webb at 5'7". Called for goaltending moments ago. Remember, he won a slam dunk contest in his rookie year in Dallas. Pulls up this time, and Webb hits. They expect important minutes from him today with Doc Rivers on the bench. They're weak and thin at guard, the Hawks are.
Well, Spud has been answering. He's been giving him good minutes. He's been pushing and trying to create as much as possible.
Winston Bennett, former Kentucky star who played in Europe and then the Continental League.
Lenny liked Winston Bennett. He said he's a plugger, a very hard worker. But when he gets down in there today, he's going to be overmatched. He's got to go strong to the basket.
Wilkins trying to put his moves on Bennett.
Nice defense.
Williams tips it into Elo's hands. Kevin Willis guarding Bennett, and an interception by Wilkins. John Battle as the second guard. They're going to count on him to hit that perimeter shot. Now a 2-on-1 break. Elo loses control of the ball. He had the easy layup.
Well, he was looking for Wilkins that time, and the ball bounced up and hit him in the chest.
Nothing doing inside for the Hawks, who trailed by 2. Good rotation on the defense, but they left Webb wide open, and hits the jumper from the line.
See, everyone is saying Spud Webb must make the shot. He's got to take the shot and make the shot. Well, since he's getting the playing time and he knows when he comes to the gym that he's getting quality minutes, he's been making it.
Game has been tied 5 times. Now they're setting up Elo, posting up against John Battle. Good helping defense, and John Williams drives in to break the tie again. A balanced scoring for Cleveland. 4 of their 5 starters have scored. Spud Webb has 8 of the 10 for the Hawks. And almost had 2 spectacular points in addition, and we'll have a foul called. It'll be against...
Now they got the ball out of bounds on the baseline.
Oh, it's out of bounds. Okay.
Yeah, Spud Webb wanted a foul that time, went to the referee Eddie Rush and thought that he was hit.
Hawks have won the last 9 meetings at home against the Cavaliers as Willis scores. Just under 7 minutes to go, first quarter. Dick Stockton and Hubie Brown here at the Omni. Coming off the screen is Elo, and goes right between Battle and Malone.
Remember we talked about the Hawk quickness. This is not the same type of ball club that we've used to seeing in years gone by, where they're slam bam, they're quick defensively, shot blocking and getting you know, helping one another. You can see it today. Cleveland's been able to beat them off the dribble and get inside.
Why aren't they as quick as they used to?
Well, I think it comes down to conditioning of key people. Willis coming back, working on his timing. He missed 1 full year. That's a lot.
Malone, if it goes, it'll count. It goes and it counts. And Moses Malone breaks into the scoring column. And the foul will be against Chris Dudley. So Moses Malone, one of the greats in the game, ties it up. We'll take a break.
Merry Christmas and welcome back to the Omni in Atlanta, Georgia. And hi again, everybody. I'm Pat O'Brien. Merry Christmas to you. We had nothing to do earlier, so we checked with a few players to see what they got for Christmas. Dominique Wilkins said he didn't get anything. He played Santa Claus this year. Craig Elo, he said nothing. Mark Price, he said he got a video recorder. Paul McKeskey said he asked for a golf swing, and he hopes he got it. He'll try it in the springtime. Larry Nance said he got speakers that were 6 feet 5 inches tall. And John Koncak, who makes well over $2 million a year, asked for and got what he wanted. Guess what he asked for, Dick? A belt. Must have been some belt.
He can afford many belts. Thank you, Pat. Of course, it's been tough a little bit for Koncak, Hubie, as Malone tries to complete the 3-point play. He's a sensitive guy. He's been booed, and he's got the label making the big money and doesn't have the numbers to back it up, but they have hopes for him down the line.
Well, the future here is Koncak at center and Kevin Willis at big forward. They feel that once he gets the minutes, he'll average double-figure points as well as rebounds.
Elo It's the three. Craig Elo, who earlier this year hit back-to-back three-pointers in less than 5 seconds. And many people think that's an NBA record, although they don't keep such records. It's got to be.
Well, he's shooting over 50% in threes, and he's already taken 80.
Wilkins spinning against Winston Bennett. Ill-advised shot. And then taken down out of bounds. It'll still be Atlanta's possession. Cleveland struggled early, but they haven't missed in the last 4 minutes of the game and lead by 2.
Well, all teams coached by Lenny Wilkins are excellent defensively. They play you good position and they force you into tough shots. But he said because of the fatigue his ball players are going through lack of practice, and he said it's hurting them in a trapping game.
Inside, Dudley driving the lane. He beat Malone in there. Elo comes out with the ball. And the rebound by Willis, and Malone's going to have to keep up with Dudley. He's going to hustle up and down with it.
Well, Dudley, you can't miss those shots, but to give him his due, he slipped that time just as he elevated. See, this is a tough matchup. There's no way that Price can stay with Spud Webb in the condition that he is in right now. The lack of maneuverability. And they should keep going to Webb because he can break down the Cleveland defense.
First foul on Mark Price. Battle, baseline. And they're going to turn it over when.
See, that shot was blocked that time, Dick. The shot was blocked. It went behind the backboard, and they're claiming that it hit the back of the backboard. But it should be Hawk ball. You'll see now. Battle come down. Here's your rotation. And here's your double team. That was beautiful. The ball grazed the back of the backboard, so it's out of bounds, but it was blocked.
Jack Madden didn't have to travel very far for this Christmas Day game as a resident of Atlanta.
Well, he left that tee where his home is built out there at the country club. Jack, a South Jersey boy who's moved down south Atlanta and just loves it. Rolls out of bed right onto the golf course.
Ed Rush, same story. He lives in the area. Nearly 5 minutes remaining in the first quarter. Hawks looking to tie this game again, and a 3-second violation called against the Atlanta Hawks. But you get an idea, even though the Cavaliers are unmanned today, about their pesky defense, the trademark of Lenny Wilkins and the problems it causes.
All Lenny Wilkins' team, they're well coached. They come totally prepared. They're going to give you all the aggressiveness that they can. Now, if it gets down into late minutes, they might get beat by talent, but they're not going to get by individual effort.
Dudley trying to set a screen. Elo. Price. He misses. They'll be taking a lot of perimeter shots today. John Williams. Good defense inside, and here come the Hawks. Lead for Willis. And Willis is fouled. He was defended by Williams, and then Elo came over, and it'll be a foul on one of them, and it'll be on Craig Elo, his first.
Foul on Elo, his first.
Now you see early in this, the Hawks are really recovering quick defensively, and they're forcing up, quick shots at the basket. Now once Moses picked that out, that came into a nice 3-on-1 fast break. Give Elo a lot of credit for running that one down, because the cardinal rule in a game like this when you're on the road is you give up no layups. Foul them hard, try for the block, make them make the foul shots.
Willis makes the free throw, and Cliff Livingston has come in the game, and Dominique Wilkins now has moved to the backcourt as the second guard as John Battle goes out. Dudley over Malone. The rebound by Willis. So now you'll see Dominique Wilkins playing the backcourt, but a lot of times he'll move inside. Malone against Dudley.
Dudley's done a nice job on Moses so far.
Traveling against Willis, turns it over.
Give Dudley his credit. I mean, how many guys do we have from the Ivy League playing in the NBA? They've had great patience with this young man, and he's rewarding him. He's becoming a great offensive rebounder and tough on the D.
Cavaliers lead by 1. Give you an idea of the kind of injury problems the Cavaliers have had. Larry Nance, he's back, but he's missed 17. Brad Daugherty not even working out. Mike Sanders, a free agent now with Indiana. Mark Price has had his problems, and Ron Harper was traded to the Clippers. Talk more about that later. And so when a guy like Chris Dudley does a good job coming off the bench, and he's from Yale, you said Ivy League, but we've got to give the Yale their due. Hubie.
Yes, and I tell you, he did a good job. He injured his wrist. He had a soft cast on there. He got the minutes, and he's playing with a lot of confidence. I tell you, he keeps calling for the ball down in the post. And it would be interesting if they just give it to him, see what he could do with it.
Be nice. Winston Bennett hits the jumper. Don't forget, Bennett is playing in place of that Mike Sanders, who started last year and went to Indiana.
You know, Winston Bennett was Mr. Basketball in high school out of a mill in Louisville, Kentucky, and he just had knee problems at Kentucky. He was going to be a great player.
Illegal defense called against the Cleveland Cavaliers. They hope that Bennett or Randolph Keys come through in that shooting forward position.
Well, Randolph Keys has a first-round draft choice last year. Just doesn't seem to be able to hit the peak that Lenny wants. We mean the major contributions on the board, fly on the break, and get it done. Then it gives him the aggressiveness, and maybe not as fine a touch stick, but he's a banger. And today, that's what they need on Wilkins.
Moses Malone. Cavaliers by 1. Willis defending inside, and will have a reach-in foul called against the Hawks. That's their first team foul of this game, and it'll be against Cliff Livingston. And you know, Livingston came in the game, and one of the many forwards you're talking about who are finding trouble getting playing time.
Well, anytime that you have as many forwards on the floor as the Hawks have, with Wilkins playing second guard, you have that problem of getting back defensively and matching up on people.
So now Wilkins, playing a guard position, hits the jump shot.
But you don't have any problem at the offensive end of the floor.
Not at all.
He just jumped right over the top of Elo.
Lead has gone back and forth in this quarter. We have 2 minutes and 40 seconds remaining in the first period. Good feed. They finally got it into Dudley, who's been so active. He's been open a good part of this first quarter.
See, that's the second problem for Wilkins, is chasing a guard around the picks and staying with them. And Elo read that situation beautifully.
Wilkins told us yesterday, he said that's the one thing he doesn't like about playing the backcourt.
Now watch off this pick as Elo comes off. See Dudley step up. Anytime your man leaves you underneath, you should step up to the front of the rim. Once you make the catch, don't be fancy, slam dunk it with both hands.
Larry Nance, who had not played in 7 months, this is his 7th game back after tendon surgery on his left ankle in June. Coming the game, nice pass out to Elo. Bennett lost control, didn't travel, and a 3-point shot attempt by Elo. Now here comes Webb, goes around Price, feeds Malone. Good play by the Hawks. And Moses very tough to stop, but it was Webb who got him the ball.
That was an excellent penetration. But here, see, you got to give Dudley credit. Now, he's running this floor hard, Dick, and he's making Moses change ends. Let's see what happens as the game. If it stays close, the last quarter should tell.
John Koncak will report to the game. Kevin Willis will go out. And Steve Kerr, who's acquired from Phoenix for a draft choice 4 years from now, come in the backcourt.
And I tell you, he's paid dividends instantly. He was playing extremely well early before he picked up the chicken box.
You mean there's another guy who's been sick and hurt other than what we showed? 4 games with a chicken box. There's the depth for the Atlanta Hawks, and look what they have as backups. Volkov from the Soviet Union, Koncak, Livingston. We haven't even seen Antoine Carr yet. Elo, Koncak leaves his feet. Wilkins is guarding Dudley right now. Nance finds him. Good feed by Nance. Dudley couldn't make it, and now Atlanta coming back, leading by 1. Nance is guarding Malone, finds the ball in his hands just for a second. Malone falls off the court, and it'll be a turnover. Cavaliers will take over.
Excellent team defense that time. Cleveland double teaming back to help out on Moses Malone, and anytime he puts it on the floor, you're seeing the blue shirts running at him.
Cavaliers were tied with the second best record in the league a year ago with the Los Angeles Lakers. They won 57 games, then flopped in the first round of the playoffs to Chicago. Spud Webb with a runner, and Webb now has 10 of Atlanta's 24 points.
See, it's nice to see him hit that shot, because once he gets down inside, how many guys can elevate with him?
Nance over Malone. All-star last year. Larry Nance 1-point game. Wilkins knifes his way in. Fine move by Dominique. One of the top scorers in the NBA the last 5 years. He's been hot lately, averaging over 26. There you see the tenths of a second as they tick off the last minute of each quarter in the NBA. Steve Kerr hits the jumper. I have to say the Cavaliers hanging in there pretty well without a lot of their big men.
Well, Steve Kerr feels that the stamina is not there yet. He was out. He missed a number of games because of the chicken pox, but he feels that he's getting stronger every day, and he works extra after practice.
9 on the shot clock. There's a differential about a second plus between the shot clock and the game clock. A 3-point attempt by Wilkins. 2 seconds to go. Elo sees the clock, gets rid of it in time, and misses it. But a fine, well-played first quarter in the Central Division. Cleveland Cavaliers trail the Atlanta Hawks by 1. And welcome back to the Omni in Atlanta, Georgia, where Atlanta has outshot Cleveland. Spud Webb with 10 points in the first quarter, and the Hawks will need it because Doc Rivers, their all-star guard, is out with an injured back. 7 Cavaliers have already scored as they trail Atlanta 26-25. In the game now, Paul McKeskey has come in at center. He has played very well for the Cleveland Cavaliers. Randolph Keys, who's the #1 pick that you was talking about last year, is in there. Antoine Carr in the game. Now they're posting up Wilkins against Elo. Try to overplay, and he lost the battle.
Anytime that you try to cheat and overplay on the baseline side, in the NBA, if that player catches the ball moving toward the painted area, it's all over.
And that's a mismatch for speed for sure, with Elo trying to stop Wilkins. Now they go in now to Keys. Livingston is guarding him.
Well, Livingston is a banger. Keys has got to take him off the dribble.
Nance against Antoine Carr with a fall away and a good shot. So right now the Hawks have Spud Webb at guard along with Wilkins. Up front it's Carr, Livingston, and Concat.
They're looking to go down inside and take advantage of this. Now Elo has played Wilkins pretty good up until now.
There the spin move. That's the whirling dervish performance.
We underlined up until now.
Up until now.
That was some shot, let me tell you that.
Believe it or not, this is the biggest lead of the game for Atlanta. 3 points. That's been how close it's been. McKeskey hangs out high, and he nails it. Paul McKeskey, 10 years, was actually cut by the Cavaliers 7 years ago. Spent most of his career with Milwaukee.
Very dangerous jump shooter from as far out as the top of the circle.
Kerr picks up Livingston on a quick switch, kept alive by Carr, taken out of his hands by Keys. Good play.
4-on-2 here now. Nice.
Filling the lane is Nance. Contact tried to defend, and Nance now has hit 2 in a row.
That was a beautiful call by Nance. He gave out the woo, 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 you know, the Cleveland woo, and they got it back to him, and he made a very, very nice play.
Does Atlanta have a woo in their own?
At each area, you have your own sign. You know that.
Cavaliers by 1. Double team now, and a trap on Carr. On Livingston. Tries to get it away, and it's off of Webb, and Webb has hurt his finger. And a push by Kerr. Foul is against Steve Kerr. Timeout here. Well, with Doc Rivers out, Dominique Wilkins has had to play in the backcourt, and Hubie asked him if he's not that enthused about playing in the backcourt.
I wouldn't say I don't like playing position. In certain situations, certain teams, it works out great for us because we're able to take advantage a lot of times that we go into the second guard spot. When you have to go from that small forward spot where you're doing a lot of running and go right into another position where you're doing even more running, it's tough a lot of times, especially when you're playing against a smaller guard. But when we're playing against bigger guards on other teams, I have no problem at all playing a big guard spot.
Well, you don't get to be in the top 5 scorers in the league year after year, and especially this season averaging 26, if you don't have an all-around game. Now, the problem that Wilkins puts on any guard playing him is, #1, is his range factor. #2, taking you off the dribble to the basket, and the fact that he can jump over the top of any second guard.
Mark Price is checked back in the game for the Cavaliers. He'll be teamed with Kerr in the backcourt. By the way, Wilkins has scored the Hawks' last 6 points of this game, and he will inbound here.
Well, right now, Lenny Wilkins is gambling because he's got Kerr on Wilkins. And if they just send him down inside right now, no matter what they do, you know, he should be able to take advantage of this.
Antoine Carr misses from the corner, and the rebound by Nance.
Now, at the other end of the floor, you know, they're going to be putting pressure on Dominique Wilkins to chase Kerr around and play him for those three-point attempts.
That's what he doesn't like to do, chase those guards, and that's what he's doing inside. McKeskey gets free inside, and a good feed from Mark Price. Cleveland has run off 6 in a row now and leads by 3. No one in this game has had a bigger margin than 3.
You have to like what Cleveland's doing, Dick. They're taking their time and they're feeding the people the ball when they're open.
Contact sets a screen, knocks Kerr out of the play, and Dominique hits the jumper. So the early scoring for Atlanta was Spud Webb with 10, and Wilkins now has 12 points.
Both teams are pick and roll offensively philosophy, so you must be able to defend that.
Kerr coming, or Keys coming off the screen, misses, and here comes John Battle, who's in the game. But they still keep Wilkins at that second guard position. Offensive rebound by Cliff Livingston. Terrific, consistent performer Livingston has been throughout his career, although he doesn't have the offensive numbers to show for it.
Yeah, but he's a terrific offensive rebounder. You can count on Cliff night in and night out. Great block by Nance.
Into the hands of Price. Kerr spots up and hits the jumper. You got a glimpse of what the Cavaliers normally are like on the defensive end, because when they have Daugherty in there with Williams and Nance, they're as good a shot blocking team as you'll find. Inside, Antoine Carr uses his body, and he's got a lot of body, doesn't he?
Yes, he does. That's his pet move. He could be a tight end on any NFL team, I'll tell you that. He's playing unselfish basketball. Mike Patel very happy with Carr.
Price fires a 3. Long rebound, comes out to the men in blue. Nance lost it. Here come the Hawks 2-on-1. Battle and Livingston. And the Atlanta Hawks now lead it 36-35. Back and forth we go. Off the bench thus far, and don't forget the Hawks came in with the bigger bench. Cleveland has a 10-point advantage.
Thing to watch for is anytime teams take a lot of three-point shots, the ball rebounds long, and you must be prepared for the fast break going the other way.
Nance misses. Rebound, contact, Battle feeds Wilkins. Great feed by John Battle. Wilkins couldn't ask for it at a better place.
Well, you see, this is a small unit on Cleveland. They are not getting on the offensive board, and anytime you rely on a jump shot, the Hawks will be out in the open floor.
Just under 7 minutes to go in the first half. Reggie Williams, who was acquired from the LA Clippers, has come in the backcourt at shooting guard for Cleveland. Nance really smothered by the Hawks defensively, and Reggie Williams misses the shot. McKeskey with a rare layup miss for him.
See, that's the 4th easy one that Cleveland has missed, and it's really hurt them because they've had the opportunities. Great steal by Price.
Spud Webb back in there, loses Price. Carr tries to pick him up, and Antoine did a good job on the switch, and we'll have a pushing foul called against the Atlanta Hawks. Reggie Williams, former Georgetown star, now a member of the Cavaliers. He came along with the rights to Danny Ferry, who's playing in Italy, as you know, for Ron Harper, the spectacular guard and 2 #1 draft picks. And there's a lot to that trade. It was in mid-November, and it was really one of the big trades in the last year or two. Williams misses, in the rebound by Carr. Here's Spud Webb.
Nice.
Livingston foul. Let's talk a little bit about that trade and your thoughts, because all the Cavaliers got really at this point were the rights to Danny Ferry out of Duke.
Yes, but what you're talking about is, see, Reggie Williams, they gave him a chance. He's struggled since he's been in the league shooting. He's always shooting less than 40%. They're hoping that he might develop and be a good, solid backup player. But the key is Danny Ferry. They feel that he can come in if he joins the ball club next year, give them a solid small forward to play with a Daugherty and a Nance, bring Williams off the bench. They would have McKeskey here and Dudley. So you can see what they're doing. They're looking for the total picture down the line.
Atlanta has run off 8 in a row now and have a 5-point lead, 40-35. That's the biggest lead either team has enjoyed in this game. We have just under 6 minutes to go in the half. Price, long range, front rims it, and here comes Spud Webb. Webb goes through the Cavaliers team, and they're going to call goaltending, although the ball was going to come off. Reggie Williams got a hold of that ball while it was still on the rim. It was going to come off, however, and credit Spud Webb with the basket.
Yeah, Lenny is really uptight on that, and because it was a bad play. The ball was definite a miss. It was off the rim, and it never should have been taken, because now you're just giving the referee an opportunity to give you a bad call.
Chris Dudley back in. Elo also back in for the Cavaliers. They're getting a couple of their starters in the flow. Reggie Williams on a fall away. And you're right about Reggie, because the big problem has been his reluctance to shoot when he's been open. He's been think pass first and then shoot. And as a shooting guard, he got to put it up. Foul is on contact, his second.
Well, Reggie Williams has struggled. Now, we're talking about a great shooter coming out of college, out of Georgetown, who could make the big shot when he was double or triple team. But while he was with the Clippers, he never shot 40%, and he's only shooting 37% now with Cleveland. Lenny feels, though, that putting him in a situation when everybody is back and they're going to have a healthy ball club, that it will be a whole change for him and a different type of a coaching philosophy. And they're hoping that he will blossom.
A little three-quarter trap by the Cavaliers. Does not bother Spud Webb. John Battle is left open and hits it, so they burned them on the trap there.
See, Spud is having a great day today, Dick. Just think of how many times he's beaten Cleveland off the dribble, no matter who it is, and given the ball up either for the open jump shot or the opportunity of a three-point layup.
Konkak and Dudley banging inside. Reggie Williams hits the jumper on top. Spud Webb has 12 points and 5 assists, so he's scoring and also distributing the ball. Now John Battle's getting hot. He's hit 2 in a row.
See, when you're going back on defense, Cleveland, you have to know where Spud Webb is, because it's just not his man who is supposed to play him. Everybody's got to help out.
Dudley going inside. Foul.
Here we'll see Spud coming up against the full court trap. This is a 2-2-1 zone press. Now watch how he just splits it. See, anytime you trap, you can't avoid the split, because once that happens, then you're at the mercy. The opposition has numbers.
Dudley is on the line. John Konkak has picked up his 3rd personal foul, and Dudley is a really problem free throw shooter, 36%. Malone will come in, and Konkak goes out with 3 personals. First player to get into foul trouble in the game, and Dudley, who really struggles in a huge way from the line, misses 2. Antoine Carr with a hook shot over Dudley, and the rebound Nance.
Remember we said earlier, when you have a good basketball team and you're using guys who are role players and getting major minutes, what happens is bad shooting. Low shooting percentages, because they miss an awful lot of easy opportunities.
Antoine Carr goaltending, and Hot Rod Williams gets the basket. Leading scorer for the Cavaliers, Nance and Winston Bennett each with 6. They have 9 different players have scored for them. Meanwhile, Wilkins with 14 and Webb with 12 lead the Hawks. Battle, red hot. John Battle has hit 3 in a row.
It's nice to see John back. Last year he was playing well. He had hepatitis at playoff time. This year he got off to a good start, injured to the knee. An operation, comes back playing great basketball, another knee injury.
3 minutes and 40 seconds remaining in the half. Turnaround by Nance. Dudley follows, and they'll call the offensive foul against the Cavaliers, and pushing off was Dudley. That's his 2nd foul. No team yet. Hawks of the Cavs are in team foul trouble.
Yeah, but Lenny's happy, though, because he's working, he's trying. That's all you can ask players to do when they get minutes, when they're coming off the bench. Try. Give it all you got. Give your best shot, and then let's see the development over a period of games.
Baseline. Battle. Traveled before he put the shot up. You know, you're talking about all the injuries with the Cavaliers. How about Wilkins even missed the game? Lenny was out 1 game with a sinus infection, and it hasn't been an easy thing for him to shake. Price foul going in.
Speaking with Lenny today, the medication that he took for the sinus problem seemed to complicate things. It had a bad reaction. Then he picked up the flu. So he said it really affected me for a number of games, and I felt bad about it because, you know, we're short players, we're injured, we're trying to juggle practice time, and, you know, things are really tough.
Steve Kerr has come in, the small three-point shooting squad out there, and an air ball by Price. No basket, and a Hawks foul. So right now, as Wilkins checks back in, the Cavaliers have Kerr, Elo, and Price, three outstanding three-point shooters. With Nance in the deal, and Sanders has been triple teamed, and that's why Dudley's presence has really taken a lot of the heat off of Hot Rod.
Well, Lenny likes Hot Rod coming off the bench because he can play all three positions, small forward, big forward, as well as center, because of the shot blocking and long arms.
John Battle is still hot. He has now hit 4 in a row, and it's 50-41. Atlanta's opened up a 9-point lead, their biggest. 2 minutes and 40 seconds to go in the first half. So here's a three-point shooting team struggling from that range thus far. Steve Kerr, that'll be for 2 points. Better than nothing, though.
Well, you see, if they just stick with what they're doing, mainly because they're not forcing shots. They're getting wide open shots. They just can't make them. They must make the easy ones in the paint and knock down a few outside perimeter shots.
Kevin Willis against Hot Rod Williams with a good move. By the way, Wilkins, who came in, is playing forward now because they have Battle and Webb at guard. So Dominique back to his normal starting position.
The toughest thing in pro basketball is you cannot allow the players to get into the painted area. They all make you pay the price.
Under 2 minutes now in the half. Hawks have dominated in the second quarter after leading by 1 after 1 period. And Atlanta now, that'll be their 4th team, 15 foul. They'll be in the penalty. Moses Malone with his first foul will take a timeout.
Big gamble by San Antonio. They went out and they have 9 new players and 2 other guys that we want to mention that have excellent playoff experience. Johnny Moore back, and we're nice to see him back in the game coming off the illnesses, and also the old Caldwell Jones, who can give you big forward and center protection, especially at playoff time.
You think he's old just because he's 39?
No, we always mention the ABA guys. You know that.
There's the time remaining in the first half. 52-44, Atlanta leading. Battle working against Kerr. Kevin Willis fires from the corner. And Nance might have been pushing off on Moses Malone. Well, only 2 left of the ABA survivors, Moses Malone and Caldwell Jones, who won a championship with the 76ers. Seems like decades ago, really, just in the early 80s, but a great guy to have on a team.
Oh, absolutely. He's been in all kinds of playoff situations, ABA as well as NBA, and we can't say enough about Moses, what he has done at every stop.
The Hawks swinging the ball nicely. Malone gets the offensive rebound and foul. That's vintage Moses Malone.
Yeah, see, Lenny Wilkins is upset right now. He has a right to be. Moses just bowled over one of his players. But you see, I would be more upset right now because the Hawks are getting on the offensive board. Look at Moses working his way in. See, the ball went over Dudley's head. He got caught with his hands down, blocking out.
Elo committing the foul, his second, and Malone hits the free throw. Well, recently, Moses Malone had a little bit of a problem with his coach, Mike Fratello, after an incident in a Philadelphia game, and had things to say he needs me more than I need him, and he can't make me an all-star. And there were some harsh words from Moses Malone.
Yeah, well, Moses says that he was upset that night because of playing time. He only played 16 minutes, and he was only 1 for 7. He felt that being in Philadelphia, he wanted more time. Now, you know, it's a player shooting off a lot of steam, but according to Mike Fratello and Moses, everything is under control now. They're all happy campers. Everyone is going towards the total goal, which is to get the Hawks past the second round in the playoffs.
Not easy being a coach in the NBA and having talented people on your team and really juggling all of the whims of a club, of the individual players and desires.
Especially when you have guys who have good track records, because they demand the time, the minutes, and then they also want the shots. And you only get so many shots in a pro basketball game.
Chris Dudley has picked up his 3rd personal foul.
You know, over Moses' career, we're talking about a guy who's in his 14th season. He is now second in foul shot attempts in the history of the game, second only to Wilt Chamberlain, and he's second in made foul shots, second only to Oscar Robertson, the big O.
10.6 rebounds and a turnover. Here's a 4-on-2 break for the Hawks. Wilkins inside. Suspended animation, controls the body so well, and now it's 55-44, make it 57-44. Under a minute to go in the first half.
Nice ball move.
Reggie Williams, open, hits the shot. Came in the game averaging just under 9. It's been a Hawks quarter all the way. They've scored over 30 points in the second period. Malone scores the basket, and McKeskey fouls him. And Moses with another chance for a three-point conversion.
You know, McKeskey played him really well that time. You know, he pushed him behind the backboard, and Moses somehow got off that shot. That was really a difficult toss to get a score.
Of course, we're all waiting with bated breath for Pat O'Brien's Christmas poem coming up at the half. I'm going to stay glued to this chair, I guarantee you that, Hubie. The poem is only 22 seconds away. It's 60-46. Now the Cavaliers set up for the last shot. Clock differential is about a second. Malone picked up Elo. Get it into John Williams. He walked. He walked, no basket. So now the Hawks have 8 seconds to try something.
Plenty of time. I see the Hawks are doing a good job by double teaming early and forcing Cleveland, the good ball handlers, to give the ball up and get it in the hands of the guys that don't handle so well.
Wilkins, 2 seconds. It'll be John Battle. What a great second quarter for Battle as the Hawks score 36 points in the period. And Battle ends up in double figures, and that'll do it.
And our score at the half, the Hawks lead the Cavs 62-46.
62-46, the Hawks lead the Cavaliers, and so far the Atlanta Hawks show no signs of missing Doc Rivers because Battle and Webb have played outstanding basketball, and the question has to be, Atlanta's playing great. What can the Cavaliers do to get back in this game?
Well, they can start making some easy shots. They're struggling from the three-pointers that are wide open. They've missed 5 foul shots, and we know for a fact they've missed at least 6 or 7 shots inside the painted area, 4 to 5 feet from the hole. When you're on the road and you're struggling, you've got to take advantage of the easy things. But the Hawks are wearing them out at the guards. Hey, Spud Webb's got 12, but he's got 8 assists and is making it happen.
All right, the Hawks are beating him every which way. The shooting percentage, nearly 60% to 45. Battle's been red hot in the second quarter. Fast break. You mentioned those 8 assists by Spud Webb. There's the big edge there. And even in inside scoring, Atlanta has the edge, led by Moses Malone with 13 points. So you name it, the Hawks are beating the Cavaliers at the game. Webb starts out in the second quarter with Battle at guard. Dominique Wilkins, Malone and Willis with him up front. Wilkins with 16 is the leading scorer for the Hawks. Malone has 13. Moses misses, and Reggie Williams, who starts out at guard along with Mark Price. Up front, it's Dudley, who's playing with 3 fouls. John Williams, as well as Winston Bennett. Price goes for 3 and hits. One way to get back.
Yeah, I'd like to see him get a shot in the arm. Let's face it, he played here at Georgia Tech. He has a loyal following here to watch him play. And you know he's hurting, and he's trying to give his club everything that he can. He said on the elevation of his shot, it's very tough because he just can't seem to push off.
Battle shot blocked by Reggie Williams. Shows you what kind of defensive player he was at Georgetown and can be. John Williams on the break. So there's a defensive play leading to an easy basket.
Well, that was a great block by Reggie and a terrific save on the pass and a beautiful look by Price to see the second man coming down, hit for the layup.
So Nance and Hot Rod Williams each with 7. And a turnover will give it over to Cleveland.
Now watch Williams come rushing there. Now remember, he's very tall. He's 6'7" with long arms. This is key right here.
Dudley had position, missed the shot. Willis the rebound, pushing it up as Webb, and they're going to call Mark Price for the push.
Price thought that he anticipated that one perfectly, and you know, you always get upset when you make a play like that and the guy on the deep baseline makes the call. Hawks playing two-man basketball now.
Wilkins doubled, and now a new 24-second clock. One of the new rules in the NBA this year is that you can be rewarded for defense if a clock is running down under 5 seconds. That's how much time they'll have for a team to get a shot off. If it's 4 or less, in the past, if you had a 2 or 1, they move it up to 5. So they're going to reward good defensive play now. Inside Wilkins, double team him, turn around, Dudley, and they're going to call the loose ball foul against Atlanta. Mike Fratello off the bench, not as vocal as he was in past years. As he told us yesterday, I'm beginning to see more of their side of things, mellowing a bit.
Well, he feels that the preparation is the same, that the constructive criticism is the same. He said we both had a give and take. This seems to be a very sensitive ball club. The stars of this club are set in their ways, and he allows them all to make major decisions now about this ball club. Now, if that's what it takes to get it done, that's what he's willing to do.
Willis gets his own rebound momentarily. John Battle hits from the corner. Cavaliers had an opportunity. Malone picked up his second foul, and Cleveland couldn't capitalize. And now Atlanta comes back with a hoop, so it's a 13-point game.
Well, the Hawks are doing a good job every time they miss by getting the long rebound. And that's frustrating when you're a defensive coach. You're hoping that your guys will scrap and get to the ball.
Good move inside by Hot Rod Williams.
I'd like to see more of Williams today. You know, he has a real nice baseline game.
Still Atlanta ball.
Here we have, now watch Price give away a lot of size in that to Moses. You see, he would not allow the initial pass and came back and even got his hands on the bounce pass.
John Battle and Reggie Williams might have gotten a hand in. If so, it'll be the second team foul against the Cavaliers, and the first against Reggie Williams will send John Battle to the line. I remember a few years ago, John Battle came off the bench as a reserve against Houston here at the Omni and really had a great first debut, you might say. 27 points, still a career high for John on the CBS game.
Well, he was an outstanding player at Rutgers and one of the better three-point shooters in that league. And he has some big records there.
Price goes around his man, misses the shot. Here comes 3-on-1. Wilkins, no look pass to Battle. Good defense inside by Reggie Williams. Malone goes up, another block inside by the Cavaliers, and a kick ball.
That was great hustle, Dick. That was terrific hustle by both clubs. Both clubs are really after that one. Here we have the nice block. Reggie Williams running down, getting a second block. Here we have Nance, Williams forcing a miss. Good strip that time by Williams.
New 24-second clock. 13-point lead for the Atlanta Hawks. They led by 1 after the first quarter and then outscored Cleveland by 15 in the second.
Excellent.
That's how you beat the rotation with that kind of passing, and John Battle hits. He's got 16 to tie Wilkins for the game leadership. Reggie Williams going to the hoop. Too hard off the glass. Willis has it knocked out of his hands by Winston Bennett.
Nice.
No look pass to Reggie Williams. Try to jam it, and they'll have a foul here. Now they're going to score the goal as they say that Willis might have gotten it from underneath the basket.
Jack Madden said that he went up through the rim that time. Not only do we have the basket, now Willis is complaining that time, but we also have a foul. Let's keep an eye on Willis. Now there's the drop-off pass. Keep an eye in the upper right-hand corner of the screen to see if he goes up. I see they're calling it that he went up, but he didn't go up through the net that time.
Willis with the foul. It'll be his second. Here's Reggie Williams. Some full court pressure by the Cavs. First time they've shown this tonight. today if you live in the United States.
Yeah, well, you know, it's a tough thing because Lenny likes to trap and he really likes to rotate his people. But anytime you only have 7 and 8 guys at practice available to you, you have the fatigue factor. You can't practice all of your little gimmick defenses.
Malone has it swatted away by Hot Rod Williams. Loose ball into the hands of Dominique and gets the foul. So the Cavaliers just trying to get a couple of breaks to get something going, but the Hawks just won't let it happen. And good hustle, and Dominique Wilkins will go to the line with just under 8 to play in the third.
I see an excellent move here. There's Williams with a block that time. The problem with Cleveland right now is they just can't seem to get a loose ball. Plus, the Hawks then take immediate advantage of it and either get fouled or score.
There's Larry Nance trying to work his way back. Keep in mind, at one time this year, all 5 starters from a year ago were out of action for the Cavaliers. Far cry from what it was a year ago when they got off to a 30-7 start, totally healthy to the last month of the season. Price hits a 2-pointer, and then all of a sudden it went downhill for him.
Well, you know, they're only down 11, and they are getting good shot opportunities. If they can just keep the Hawks in a half-court game, they can come back here and get this done.
Posting up Willis against Williams, who has 2 fouls. Double team, Webb inside. I don't know how he got that shot off against big people in his face.
That's his vertical leap, the 42-incher.
Oh.
What are you kidding?
Oh.
He just elevated that. That was beautiful.
Okay.
What a shot.
Feed. Price hit Dudley. Once again, Mark Price. And Dudley hits. And it's 11 points with 7 minutes to go in the third period.
You know what I liked about that? He got tanked. He caught that with 2 hands, and if he got fouled that time, he had a good shot at a 3-point play.
Spud Webb open for the moment. What a game. He has 16 points and 10 assists. So Spud Webb in battle who has 16. 32 points from that guard combination. Price misses a 3-point attempt. Good hustle by Bennett, Dudley. But once again, Winston Bennett makes a good defensive play in the backcourt.
Winston is hustling, doing a good job, just like Lenny said. Very aggressive guy, does a lot of intangible things. The key thing right now is, look, Spud Webb is doing it here today, and you cannot give him the open shot. You must run at him and make him put it on the floor.
9 on the shot clock. That hasn't come into play much today. Kevin Willis. He had John Williams right in his face. Halfway through this third quarter, Dick Stockton and Hubie Brown. Hope you're having a Merry Christmas and a Happy Holiday wherever you're watching this NBA action.
See, when you rotate the ball like this without any double teaming, everyone's played. Nice pass.
Winston Bennett on the ground, feeds Hot Rod Williams. So Winston Bennett's going to get high marks for his play in this quarter.
He's doing all the intangibles, Dick, the things that do not come up in the score sheet, but from a team standpoint, appreciated by your other teammates.
Cleveland's getting Atlanta now to play in the half-court game. Battle goes in, offensive foul. No question as Bennett had his position for a while.
Here we have the missed shot. Now watch Bennett here. He's going down on the floor. He makes the best, and he has the presence of mind to get the ball back to Williams for the nice score.
Still an 11-point game, but the Cavaliers are playing very hard. 75-64, the Hawks lead. That much time remains in the third. Anthony Webb of North Carolina State with a terrific game thus far. Keep in mind, Doc Rivers unable to play because of back spasms for the Hawks. John Koncak has come in for Moses Malone. He's playing with 3 personals. Reggie Williams gets it to John Williams. Double team quickly on John. Short with the jumper.
Excellent defense that time by Kevin Rose. Got a piece of it.
Somebody missed Willis at the other end, and I think it was Hot Rod.
You know what happened? He got caught up and mesmerized at the other end of the floor and never ran back. As soon as Willis blocked that shot, he took off.
Mark Price going to the hoop, gets the 2 back. Price, by the way, has 11. Hot Rod Williams and Mark Price, the only players in double figures for the Cavaliers with 11 apiece. Nearly 4.5 to play in the third quarter. Wilkins with defenders all over him, and the rebound by Dudley. He's playing very well today for the Cavaliers.
They just get the ball out, Dick. They got numbers at the other end.
Not easy to lose Brad Daugherty, not have him in there and compete.
When you lose one all-star player, it's difficult. They lost Daugherty. You can't lose two all-star players or 3, and they lost Nance for 17 games and then Price. I mean, how can you expect the ball club to function? Because even when they come back, they still must get in shape.
Reggie Williams with the tip-in.
Reggie's having a nice day today. He's making contributions. Not so much. He's got 3 field goals, but he's doing a very good job defensively.
4 minutes remaining in the third quarter. Lead is 9 for the Hawks. Good defense in there by Hot Rod Williams that time. Cleveland is really playing an outstanding defensive game. Price dumps it off to Bennett.
Oh, yes!
Winston Bennett showing some of his Kentucky moves.
Well, it wasn't a jump hook and it wasn't a baby hook. It was something in between.
And Mike Fratello wants a timeout. At one time, the Hawks were up by 16, and the lead has been cut to 7. You know, you got to have patience in this league. They've hung in there with Vern Fleming, and he's paying dividends. You can't just draw conclusions after a year or 2 in this league.
That's right.
John Battle missed a wide open shot, and they're going to call Dominique Wilkins with a foul on Reggie Williams.
All right, now you be the judge on this replay. You tell me, here comes Price on a beautiful handoff. Now watch this shot by Bennett. Is this a jump hook? Is it a bunny hop? Is it a throw? All I know is it's 2.
Could be a bunny throw. How about a bunny throw? Moses Malone.
Nice.
In fact, here comes Webb. And he gets the basket. John Battle did a terrific job of screening out Winston Bennett, allowing Webb to get in unmolested for the layup.
Well, you know what I liked about that defensively with the Hawks? They played the ball real well that time. Price went in there, and sometimes when you're down in there, it's better to throw a bounce pass.
John Koncak fouls Dudley inside. That'll be 4 on Koncak, who's playing in the same lineup with Malone for the first time today. Up until this point, Koncak has relieved Malone at center. The 2 of them stay in there, and Koncak stays in with 4 fouls.
For the people who are seeing this ball club, Cleveland, for the first time, remember, the all-star center here is Brad Daugherty, a great one. The backup is Tree Rollins, one of the premier shot blockers in the history of the NBA. He's out with a shoulder separation and also a sprained knee. And now Dudley, Chris Dudley, was their 3rd guy. Well, he's getting major minutes for this ball club today, and has been during a series of injuries.
Made a free throw. He's first one of the game in 4 tries. Cleveland 5 for 11 from the line. Not doing well at all from there, and they have been struggling all season from the free throw line. 2 minutes and 40 seconds to go in the third. And a reach out foul. Malone fouled on the pass. It was Hot Rod Williams, and his 3rd personal.
On this fast break, just keep an eye on the right side of the screen. How the other offensive player just pushed Reggie Williams right out of there, you know, and kind of like shielded him so they could get the uncontested shot.
Craig Elo is in, and Winston Bennett is out for the Cavaliers. He's guarding Dominique Wilkins, who's playing in the guard position right now. Malone goes up, ball knocked away. Elo comes down with it. 3-point shooters in there. This will be a 2-point attempt. It's good by Craig Elo.
Elo wants a 3, but they're only giving him 2.
Well, if they got,
because you made the call.
Well, yeah, well, if they paint the line another 6 inches inside, he'd have a 3.
That's difficult to do, to come off the bench and hit a long jumper on your first shot.
Wilkins misses. Elo at the rebound.
Look up.
Making it happen. Reggie Williams at the other end. And with under 2 minutes to go, it's now a 4-point game. The Hawks lead 79-75, and Elo has sparked them in the last minute.
Yes, he has. And anytime you play a Lenny Wilkins team, you have to be wary of that second guard taking off when the shot goes up.
Malone misses. Long rebound. Reggie Williams.
Reggie Williams, if he runs that floor hard, they'll get him the ball.
He's running it hard. They got him the ball. He draws the foul.
Now watch down inside here, Malone. Dudley gambled. Now here's Elo. Watch the strip. Watch the strip here now. Good job. And then they execute. They push the ball hard, going the other way.
John Koncak leaves the game having picked up his 5th personal foul. One more and he's gone. That's 5 fouls for Koncak in 12 minutes of playing time. And the Cavaliers got to be shaking their heads over their dismal showing from the free throw line in this game. Only 5 of 12. And now Lenny Wilkins will talk it over with 1:32 remaining in the 3rd quarter in a 79-75 game. You've been saying it throughout this entire game. Every time Atlanta, even when they had the big lead, watch Cleveland and their ability to scrap back in the game. And if they were to make some free throws, this game would be tied right about now.
See, when you're coaching, Dick, if you're getting good shots and you're missing them, you know you always have a chance because the guys that you want to get the open shots are getting them. Now you just have to hope that during the course of the game they'll hit a little streak. And then Lenny, always being a great defensive coach, is hoping that his ball club can keep the Hawks under 100 so he's always within striking distance.
You know, one of the other injured players is Tree Rollins, former Atlanta Hawk, who's day-to-day with a sprained left knee. And Rollins has been a terrific guy. We were talking to Mike Fratello, and he says when you lose a guy like Tree Rollins and Randy Whitman and Scott Hastings, forget about what they do on the court. They're good people to have around. And Tree Rollins, you coached him here in Atlanta.
Well, you know, they called him the Godfather here. Every player, the young guys especially, would go to Tree for advice. He was an intimidator. His very first year here, he was our first-round draft pick, and he and Eddie Johnson came out of college, and along with Charlie Chris and a few other guys, Tree intimidated everybody down the lane, became a great shot blocker.
Reggie Williams.
I like Reggie's game today. Reggie's having a good ball game here. Here's Cleveland, a little bit of a trap now.
Cleveland on a 12-2 run. It's a 3-point Atlanta lead. They were up by 16 at one point. Spud Webb baseline.
It's his day.
Yes, it is. 20 points for Spud Webb. Came in the game averaging 8.5. Williams misses, tipped by Dudley, out of bounds. Atlanta's ball.
Main thing now in this last minute of play, if you're Cleveland, is to try not to allow the Hawks to score, say 2 or 3 quick baskets in this last minute of play. Hold them off.
Winston Bennett back in. Elo trying to deny Wilkins. He's got to give it up inside to Antoine Card. Double team on Card to Livingston. Loose ball and 40 seconds remaining in the 3rd quarter. Bennett with a jumper. It's 81-78. Again, a 3-point game. Bennett's hit his last 5 shots and has 10 in the game. They're the leading scorers. Spud matching his season's high with 20. 12 seconds differential between the shot clock and the game clock. Double team and Webb burns him again. That's 2 baskets by Spud Webb to stem the Cavalier tie. Now he's got 22 points, 1 under his career high. Price driving, spinning, blocked by Malone. There's 4 seconds to go. Intercepted by Elo. Time runs out. They had a 2-on-1, but Spud Webb has 10 points. This period, 22 in the game, 1 under his career high. And that is the end of the 3rd period. Hubie talked earlier about the many people on the front line for the Hawks. Look what the guards are shooting, 67%. Spud Webb has a season's high, and they've outrun him. Good running game for Atlanta, 23-13, but Webb is really a guy to watch, isn't he?
Now watch, keep an eye on him as he gathers himself right here. Watch the elevation for that block.
It was an explosion right off the floor, and that's so difficult to do as you go down in and try to spin out defensively.
Start of the 4th quarter, Dick Stockton and Hubie Brown, a 5-point lead for the Hawks, who led by 16 at the half. So a big 3rd quarter for Cleveland. Larry Nance is into the game, guarded by Antoine Carr. Good defense, and coming down with it is Carr. So the Hawks have Spud Webb and Wilkins, Livingston, Carr, and Malone. Cliff Livingston drives to the hoop, and Malone follows it up. They're going to try for 3. And a third opportunity goes by the boards.
They get it back.
And Malone draws the foul. 4 tries at the hoop and the foul.
See, the front line of Cleveland has to be really disappointed, especially Nance and Dudley. They had inside position on every one of those shots. Give Moses a lot of credit because he hung with it along with Livingston, kept the ball alive.
Nance's foul, that'll be 3 on Larry, and Malone on the line. The lineup for Cleveland, they've got Dudley, Nance, and Winston Bennett, and Steve Kerr and Craig Elo in the backcourt. John Battle, who has scored 16 points in the starting role. Doc Rivers out with back spasms. Reggie Theus, you remember, was the shooting guard last year for Atlanta. He went out in the expansion draft. He left unprotected.
Now, at the second quarter, this group that's on the floor right now was the difference. They're the one that turned this ball game right around for Atlanta's favor. Let's see what happens now.
Elo inside to Dudley.
Nice.
Nice.
See, if he just played the board a little bit more, because he always gets open down there. He works so hard.
Inside to Malone working against Dudley. Feeds Livingston. Good pass inside by Moses Malone. If the Hawks do that all the time, no one's ever going to question chemistry on that team.
No, you know what it is? You see, today, the Hawks are getting the ball to the cutters that are open from either the top or from the wing positions. Playing good team basketball.
8-point lead for Atlanta.
This is the guy who's got to get going. Nance, they need his scoring today.
Winston Bennett. Dudley. Loose ball. Dudley bats it out, and Wilkins beats Nance to the ball and steps on the line.
This is what we meant earlier when we said, watch the cutter now coming from the top of the screen. You'll see there's Livingston. Now watch this shot. There's a beautiful elevation and a nice bank off the glass. Playing the old idea. Put the ball in the box above the backboard with a little backspin.
Reggie Williams has replaced Winston Bennett in the Cavalier lineup. Trying to overplay Nance. He's 75% is all he is coming into this game after that surgery. Malone fights his way in and draws the foul. Dudley, if it's against him, will be hit with his 4th.
Listen, that's total frustration. Moses Malone dropped his shoulder, put it right in the middle of Chris Dudley's chest, and put him back into the stanchion.
Moses Malone, the second leading active scorer in the NBA, behind Alex English, and not by much. 4 points right now.
Well, Moses right now is 8th in scoring in the history of all the players who played in this league, and also 8th in rebounding, and he should pass a number of the people by the end of the season.
Well, we understand that those numbers were before this game, so Moses Malone right now, and Alex English isn't through yet, of course, is the leading active scorer in the NBA. Steve Kerr, long-range bomb for Cleveland. Hanging in there are the Cavaliers, playing without Daugherty. Weakened team with a lot of injuries. Nance blocks Malone into the hands of Elo.
Great block that time. Big possession here now. They get a field goal now. They'll keep the heat on them.
Reggie Williams off to a good game, and basket counts and a foul. Livingston left his feet, fouled Reggie Williams, and the basket counts. And Williams now can bring the Cavaliers to within 4. All right, we have 9 minutes and 25 seconds left. Lenny Wilkins, who saw his team after a great regular season lose in 5 to the Chicago Bulls in a heartbreaking finish on a Michael Jordan basket, may have it the other way this time. This team may start out a little rough and then pick up steam later on, although they're very much in this game trailing by 5. And Reggie Williams on the line. 15 points is his high since joining the Cavaliers. He had 24 earlier with the Clippers. Still a 5-point game. Kerr trying to stay with Webb. They get it, and Nance with a hand on it, trying to go to Carr.
Excellent defense, not only on the passer, but on the post player.
And traveling called against Craig Elo. Elo was with the Houston Rockets for 3 years, you remember, and mopped up. He was like the 12th man on the team, didn't play, went to the CBA, and then Houston wanted him back, and he decided that Cleveland called him first. Then Houston, he says, I'm going to cast my lot with the Cavaliers. And you think a lot of clubs, not only the Houston Rockets, would like to have it.
Oh, it's a great choice. I mean, the young man can play 3 positions, point guard, second guard, small forward, do a good job for you defensively on all of those people.
Elo defending inside against Carr, was pushed. Carr is pushed, the basket counts, and a foul. Nothing much that Elo could do on that one.
Well, what happened is he came back in to help out. You'll see the pass here. Moses, an excellent read. See, they double teamed and they rotated. Give the Hawks credit. We've been saying this all game long. They are doing an excellent job catching the cutters from the top of the circle and also from the other side of the floor.
How much time remains in the 4th period? What a 10 years it's been for the NBA, which has surely blossomed. David Stern named Commissioner of the Decade, rightfully so. Pat Riley, Coach of the Decade. This is all sports, folks. And the Los Angeles Lakers, the Team of the Decade. All 3 are richly deserving. Pat Riley, a marvelous coach, and that team has been tremendous out there. Still going strong, the Lakers. Merry Christmas to them, and David Stern, the man behind it all.
Well, David Stern is taking this league, and all of a sudden it's gone from maybe 4 or 5 teams that were making money to whereby now we have almost 23, 24 clubs all turning a profit. The marketing is absolutely sensational.
And expansion has been an outright success. Carr has 5 points.
And by the way, once again, Pat Riley has the Lakers doing a pretty good job.
It's a broken record. UB, huh? Elo fires for a 3. Webb the rebound. The feeling I get is that if the Cavaliers are going to make a run of this game, they better start soon. They had it cut down to 3 points just before the end of the 3rd period. Atlanta's opened it up. Nance, that's a way to do it. Blocks it. McKeskey.
Give McKeskey credit. Now, he's cut off Moses a few times trying to get to the basket. He needs the help, though.
Open curve. Now Battle picks him up. Good defense by Atlanta. This is a terrific defensive sequence for them. Reggie Williams hits the baseline shot, and he's the leading scorer still with 17.
Well, it's a coming out party for Reggie Williams as far as being a Cleveland Cavalier. He's made some big plays, and like we said, he's doing it at both ends of the floor.
Lead is cut to 6. Malone setting a screen. Reggie Williams fights through against Battle. Rebound Nance, and they can make it 4 or less. Kerr finds Elo. Foul by Cliff Livingston. That's a good foul by Livingston.
Yes, it was, because Elo was right in there, was going to lay that one up on a good score. Livingston did get the block, but by doing so, he came right across the body.
Kevin Willis will replace Moses Malone, who's worked hard today. 17 points for Moses, and he's in double figures with 11 rebounds. Elo on the line. He spent a good part of the summer practicing jumpers with Mark Price, knowing how much that they were going to expect Mark and Elo to come through with 3-point baskets this year.
Well, you know, he's an excellent shooter from the floor, 46%. From threes, he shoots over 50. But on the foul line, he's only a 59% shooter.
And he missed 2 there. And the Hawks come back. He could have cut the lead to 4.
It's one of those days they cannot make a foul shot.
They may look back when this is over and say that's exactly where they lost this game. We have plenty of time, though. 7 minutes left. John Battle, he has 18 points. And they open it up to an 8-point lead.
You know, Battle is really favoring his left leg today. You know, he kind of drags it back and forth, but on the shot, it's beautiful.
Paul McKeskey. You mentioned his ability as a 7-footer to hit outside shots from that range before.
But, you know, he credits Don Nelson. He said, I always had the shot, but Nelson, when I was with Milwaukee, you know, told me that I should shoot it and have the freedom to do it. He said it gave me great confidence.
Cliff Livingston from the corner.
Main thing now at Cleveland is take your time, get the ball to the key people.
Kerr fires for a 3 and hits Steve Kerr with a 3-point basket.
Please write Kerr's name in this one to keep me for you.
5-point lead now, and there's Livingston driving the baseline. Nance might have gotten a piece of it. Here come the Cavaliers, up tempo right now.
See, Nance is dragging. You know, the fatigue factor with Larry. He's missed so many ball games, 17. He's got to work his way back into shape.
Yet he's got 4 blocks today, so he's done the job on the defensive end. Reggie Williams off balance. Elo tries to keep it alive. Diving for loose balls. Here comes Spud Webb. Goaltending will be called against Reggie Williams, and Webb now has his career high of 24 points.
You'll see this break now. Spud can give it off if he wants to, or he can take it himself. There's the fake. Now here's a strong move to the hole. Once the ball goes up and hit the glass, you cannot take it off the glass. You know, that's just a bad play. Make the guy make the shot.
Webb has hit his last 8 shots, and a reach-in foul against Antoine Carr. That'll be the 3rd team foul against the Hawks. And now the Cavaliers come in with reinforcements. Hot Rod Williams, Mark Price.
See, Nance is laboring physically, and if his man for the Atlanta Hawks would take advantage of that and change ends quickly on any misses, he's going to be open.
Dominique Wilkins, who's on the bench, has come in, replacing Livingston.
Foul is on Willis, his 3rd.
The Atlanta guards have really come up on a big way today. Compare him even to Cleveland's, but Webb was averaging 8. He has 24, career high. Battle was averaging 13. He has 18 points thus far. And that's without Doc Rivers. So the guards have really filled the gap for the loss of Rivers for the Hawks this afternoon.
Well, like Mike Fratello was saying, he's so concerned that Spud is playing, you know, almost 38 to 40 minutes every night because of the shortage of the guards. And then to get a game out of Battle, you know, who only played a few minutes the other night, you got to give them a lot of credit. The 2 young men have really answered the bell.
Willis had picked up his 3rd foul, a 5-point lead. Tight game, nearing the 5-minute mark in the 4th quarter. There's Dominique. He's had a lot of rest on the bench. Good defense by Williams in the corner, and here come the Cavaliers trying to cut it to 3. Steve Kerr running the show. Price playing the role of off guard here. Kerr guarded by Dominique Wilkins.
7 seconds.
Nance working against Carr. Reggie Williams tries to keep it alive. He did not get a good shot that time.
That was a 4th shot going back. Reggie Williams was wide open coming down the lane.
Wilkins, they'll call the foul on Hot Rod Williams. That'll be his 4th. And the 4th team foul. So each club has 4 fouls. The next one will put him in the penalty. And Wilkins will go to the line. Dominique has only 1 point this half. And with 4:26 to go, the lead is 6 for the Hawks. Moses Malone and Dominique Wilkins up front along with Willis. Starting 5 out there for the Hawks. Mark Price misses. John Williams with a line drive misses. Price says, look what I found here, misses. And we'll have a loose ball foul.
That was just frustration that time. Nance just came flying in there, you know, to get it. Cleveland had 2 good shots at the basket that time. Kept alive by Williams. He kept it up in the air. Price misses the short one, and that was just frustration by Nance.
You can see that the Cavaliers are tired. There's the timeout story and our score, and Moses Malone will go to the line. That puts the Cavaliers and Lenny Wilkins in the penalty.
See, talking to Lenny today, the frustration of coaching a ball club when you cannot work as hard as you want to at practice because you don't have 10 players. You got a fatigue problem at the end of tough games, especially on the road. The next thing is fatigue gives you a lack of concentration in, you know, close situations where you get the turnover, you force a shot, you don't get back defensively. All of these little things that come out, the intangibles of the game.
1 out of 2 for Moses Malone. 4:06 to go. The lead is 7.
See, when you're the coach, you've got to keep rallying your kids every game to get them to give it all they have and to have a positive attitude.
Lenny Wilkins, one of the best at that. Foul is Price feeding Larry Nance, and he'll shoot 2. And now both teams are in the penalty. That is Moses Malone's 3rd foul. Winston Bennett returns to the game, and Steve Kerr sits down. 3 on Malone. He has not fouled out since January of '78. Only 908 games ago, that's all.
You know, if you think about it, you divide 82 into that, it comes out to over 11 seasons.
So the chances are slim of Moses going to the bench with 6, huh? Cavaliers are only 9 of 20 from the free throw line, and they're trailing by 6, so figure it out. Reggie Williams guarding Battle. John Williams with a jump, double team, and he ties him up.
Excellent defense that time. See, when you're in a situation like this and you're playing on the road, you're in the penalty situation defensively, so you do not want to commit any bad fouls. And if you notice something, that Cleveland continues to double team anytime that they think that the Hawks are going into a 2-man game.
What a great save by Mark Price. Dove into the seats, barely saved it in time. Reggie Williams.
Nice pass
to John Williams in the basket. 100-96, and the lead is cut to 4. Cavaliers had it down to 3 just before the end of the 3rd period.
Yeah, but you remember what we said earlier, Dick? The Hawks get like this, you know. They don't keep up the rat-tat-tat-tat-tat, the moving of the basketball, the quick cuts to the hole. They're playing half-court basketball right now.
And standing around. Dominique Wilkins hits the jumper. 20 points for Dominique. That's his first field goal of this half. 3 minutes remaining in the 4th period.
Remember, both teams are in the penalty situation now.
Reggie Williams did not have control as he went up with it. Now the Hawks. Dominique again. Wilkins 2 in a row from the corner baseline. The lead is 8. Winston Bennett is fouled. A good foul that time by Dominique Wilkins. Team already in the penalty.
Now watch this ball going out of bounds. A great hustle by Price, especially we know that he's playing with a tough situation with that semi-cast down on that ankle area.
104-96, and we'll come back. One guy we haven't seen today, Hubie, is they call him Sasha. Alexander Volkov from the Soviet Union, was the MVP over there, has not had a chance to play very much in the NBA this year.
You cannot find a player or a coach on the Atlanta staff that will not tell you that this guy has great talent. He is an outstanding passer. He understands the game. He sees the floor well, and they're trying to play him at 3 positions: big forward, small forward, and the 2 guard. Now just think about that. Guys here in the United States that understand English, grow up in the system, understand the pro game, they come here and you're worried about trying to play the guy at 2 places. This guy, they're experimenting at 3, and they love his attitude, and they think he's really going to be a star.
And he's 6 feet 10 inches tall.
A legit 6'10".
Winston Bennett trying to cut the lead to 6 on a woeful shooting day for the Cavaliers. They'll try full court pressure now with 2:31 left.
Winston Bennett has had a very solid game today for Cleveland.
So is Reggie Williams for the most part. Price doubling on Wilkins. Runs away now. 12 on the shot clock. Plenty of time for the Hawks to set something up. Spud Webb. And it drops. What a game for Spud Webb. Career high of 26 points and 12 assists. That's 3 short of his career high in that department. Lead is 8. Willis back to Price.
Great.
Nance.
What a look by Price that time. The presence not only to catch the ball in traffic, but then to see the cutter from the corner.
10 assists for Price, and he's nowhere near 100% today. Many of the Hawks aren't either, including John Battle. And he's played a great game. Moses Malone fouled with 1:40 to play.
Now watch it now. Here's that last sequence. A tap by Price. Now watch Price's catch. There it is. And to see the man coming right down. Larry Nance beautifully using the backboard, coming up on the other side to lose the defender.
Moses Malone was fouled by Hot Rod Williams. He has 5. One more and he's out of there. Moses Malone now with 19 points in the game, 11 of them coming from the free throw line.
What makes Moses so tough is he averages over 8 foul shots a game, and he shoots over 80%.
He's got 20. Wilkins leads with, or second with 22. Let's not forget Spud. Sorry, Spud. He's got 26. Minute and a half. The lead is 8.
Nice.
Price feeds John Williams. Penetrated nicely, drew the double team, and found John Williams. Cavaliers may have to soon start thinking of those 3-point attempts.
Still early, Dick. You got inside of 115 now.
I said soon.
Okay. This is a smart move by the Hawks. They're going to run some time. But here's your race, see? Because you're going to get the call.
Didn't need it that time. Just got the basket. 9 points in this fourth quarter for Moses Malone. Mark Price misses a 3.
Look out.
Wilkins 3-on-1. No look pass to Willis with under a minute to go.
It's like we said, when you chance on the 3-point shot, the long rebound comes out, and then if the other team gets it, you are in bad shape. Transition defense.
It's a 10-point lead and no basket. A push before the shot. The Atlanta Hawks leading by 10 are in command right now.
Watch Moses now working hard against Nance. Now Nance is a legitimate top 10 shot blocker year in and year out. Here's your spin move, the baby hook. Beautiful.
John Williams is on the line. Foul was on Livingston, his 4th. This is the first one. Now the Atlanta Hawks have won 50 or more games for the last 4 years. They're on their way to at least 50 this year, but question for them is, can they get past the first and second rounds? Last year, after going 6-0 against Milwaukee, they lost to the Bucks in the first round. Foul on Nance.
Well, that's the unsettling thing about the club. The high expectations within the community of Atlanta. Everyone wants them to get to the Eastern Finals or to the overall final. The pressure is on Mike Fratello, who was Coach of the Year in 1987 when they won their division and did an excellent job in the playoffs. Anytime that everyone thinks that your ball club should win the championship, we know that only 2 teams can play for it. And when you look at the Eastern Conference this year, like you and I did yesterday,
Right.
I mean, there are no patsies at playoff time. Never mind round 2, 3, 4. Round 1 this year.
And you know, you say get to the finals. I mean, how Detroit, Boston, Philadelphia. I don't know of many other teams in the past decade that got to the finals. Well, the Hawks are 38+ seconds away from winning another one. 38 seconds remaining in the final period. Cleveland down to 2 timeouts. 113 to 102, the Atlanta Hawks lead. The Hawks 9-4. They haven't been that impressive as they normally are here in the Omni. And looking now to go 16-9 and move into a tie with Chicago for the division lead.
And isn't it interesting? Everyone thinks Chicago is playing great and Atlanta's not, and yet they'll be tied after today's game. You know, plus the fact the Hawks, along with the Lakers, are the only 2 teams in this league playing over 500 on the road.
Reggie Williams with a long one. And traveling, Nance. And he'll turn it over to the Atlanta Hawks. Yeah, that's surprising. You found that out yesterday that, you know, somehow the Lakers, are the Lakers always a winning team on the road, it seems, or right around?
Well, for years. I mean, you can't do what they did, the 60 wins year in and year out in all the championships, you know, without having a great road ball club. And their premier players rise to the occasion and get the job done. And that's what winning on the road is all about.
Final seconds here, 4 on the shot clock. Dominique wants one last attempt. And we'll have a foul just before the buzzer. Atlanta has been struggling in the division. This does not include games against Orlando. They beat Detroit on the road, oddly enough. That was a big win, but other than that, they've come up empty against the Central Division, so they will win only their second game of the year against a division opponent, and as we mentioned, move into a tie with the Bulls for first place. How do you look at Chicago? They have been an impressive club as of late.
They're getting great play, not only from Michael Jordan, but the two guys who have stepped up a level. Paxson doesn't seem to ever miss an open jump shot after the double teams on Michael. And also Scottie Pippen is having a great season. And right now, you know, their ball club they're smooth, they're running, they're playing good basketball out on the road, and they have an excellent, you know, record at the Chicago arena.
All of those Central Division teams, and then don't forget the New York Knicks, Patrick Ewing having an MVP kind of year in the Atlantic Division. Basket's going to count by Williams, I think. See if they post it. In any event, the Atlanta Hawks will have won 115 to 104.